I am finally back. This past month has had its complications, but I'm finally in my own apartment now, so I'll have my own space to just cook up, make vids, and just work. So, in fact, let me give you guys a little 5-second tour of the apartment. I have my own sink, which is pretty cool. I've never had that in a room before. That's me. I have, my guitars here, and I have my bed. Always got to keep the mini fridge and Keurig on demand. Closet, and then this is the little home studio that we got here. So you can see I started running out of space a little bit over here. So the TV's just behind the keyboard. But this is a really big next step into my music career, and I'm just thankful that all of you are along for the ride to see all this. So anyways, I recently just ended up going #1 on Billboard, and I've also started to get a lot more placements and more major placements, specifically with the loops and samples that I've been making. So pretty much in this video, I'm gonna be going over the steps and strategies that I use when it comes to my loop making. Just this past year, I've had placements with Youngboy, Quando Rondo, Boston Richie, Lil TJ, Moneyman, and a few others. So I think that this video is really gonna help you guys if you're looking to make samples that other producers can actually use, and how to make samples that make you stand out as a producer and kind of form your own sound with your sample making. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. I may look a little bit different. I got a new haircut, and this is actually the shortest I've had my hair in probably 3 or 4 years, and I actually didn't want it this short, but my barber decided that he did. So I mean, we all go through it at least one time in our lives. We've gone through a time where we wanted a specific haircut, but it totally just went a different direction, but it'll grow out, so we're cool. So anyways, the first tip / first step when it comes to making samples is going to be your sound selection, and I can't stress the importance of sound selection. And shout out to AOSM for really talking about this too. I saw it in a video from Kavi. Sound selection pretty much establishes your sound as a producer. Whenever you choose sounds that you like the most and incorporate them into your samples, you're showing everybody a piece of you and your mind when it comes to making samples. And everybody's going to choose different sounds based on what they like the most. So really spending the time to go through each sound and choosing sounds that match with the sample the best is really just going to help it flow very smoothly in the end overall as well. So first tip, sound selection. So while I'm going through these tips, I'm going to be making my own sample in total so that you guys can kind of see how I put all of this together. And I'm going to be going for like a soulful vibe, maybe something like NBA Youngboy, Gunna, Lil TJ kind of style of a vibe. This has been one of my favorite presets in Omnisphere, this Keyscape Rhodes. And what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna go to the tone. I like this section of Omnisphere where you can, and Keyscape and Omnisphere, where you can mess with the tone because you can get the exact sound that you like. And I'm gonna put up the denoise on medium, and then I'm gonna shift the timbre so that it's on 400. Then I'm also just gonna boost the reverb. And this is pretty much what I always do for samples. I just start off with chords. What I like doing is I'll do Alt-S to just strum this a little bit. Strum it a lot, actually. And I'm gonna mess with the velocity. Just like that, and then I'll bring it all back in. Also gonna set the tempo up to 160 for second chord. I'm gonna just copy and paste this chord right here, move it down to. Change the velocity of one of these notes so that they're not clashing so much. Just gonna copy and paste this same progression over here and then just align it with the next chord. Alright, so I have my main melody down right here. I'll just let you guys listen to this. Now for the next tip is experimenting with the beginning melody. So pretty much what I like to do sometimes is when I have a main melody like this, what I'll do is I'll just come here, quick render it as an audio clip, and then I'll bring it in over here and I'll either reverse it, mess with the pitch, maybe mess with the timing of it so we can stretch this to 2 bars, set it on stretch. Of course this isn't going to sound good, but okay, maybe not. There's some potential there. But pretty much what you can do is you can experiment with the main melody by doing these kind of things, or maybe even adding effects like halftime, gross beat, kind of outdated, but portal as well. Pretty much just experimenting with the main melody can give you an unorthodox sound with your samples to help you stand out, and building samples off of that after you mess around with the main melody and kind of flip it how you want can just create unique samples in general. So that's another tip if you guys want to create more unique samples. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add on to the beginning melody here to just get the main full composure of the melody down. Okay, so I added on, so now I have my main melodies down. I'll let you guys listen to this. Okay, so the third tip, and in my opinion, the most important tip, or I said the sound selection was the most important tip. So this is the second most important tip after the first one that I said. This is going to be adding drums into your sample creation, and you'll add your drums after you finish your main melodies only. So before you start to move on to all your secondary melodies and adding all your embellishments, add the drums first. And that might sound kind of foreign to you. You're like, I'm making a sample, like why am I going to add drums? Like it's not like I'm making a beat. Sorry y'all, my camera died there, but pretty much what I was saying was now that you have the basic components of the drums down, then you can start to base your other melodies off of that, and it's really going to help with making sure that you don't overcomplicate your samples, and it just helps to put your embellishments and melodies in the right places. Okay, so I just finished my embellishments and other melodies, and this moves me on to the fourth tip, which is going to be adding live sounds. So that means adding stuff like guitars, flutes, violins, strings even. And these don't have to be live sounds that you record yourself. I mean, it is better probably if you record your own guitar, or record your own piano or flute, whatever you play, and add that into there, because in today's modern production, everything is electronic. And adding live sounds that you include yourself just really helps you stand out as a producer, and it also just gives your compositions more of a soulful vibe. So what I do is I'd like go and find like a phrases kit of like live sounds, maybe some guitars or flutes, or I'd go to a plugin such as Arcade, which has a lot of banks that have live sounds like flutes, harps, guitars, etc. Or for example, what I do a lot is I'll go to my unhealed loop kit and I'll go to the bonus wah wah kit that's included in here for free. It's only $20 right now. Link in description if you're interested. And I'll go through some of these wah wahs here, which I recorded all myself, and I'll add some of this into my sample. Alright, perfect. So now that we have our live sounds in here, we're pretty much coming to the conclusion of our sample, which leads me to my final and last tip. And I could also probably record some guitar in here to make it sound even better, but I want to get you guys in on this last tip before you guys leave. So the last tip is going to be messing with the transpose of your sample. So pretty much there's a plugin that you can use. I think it's called like Sound Shift or something, where you can just like put it on your master track and then change the pitch of your entire sample. But what I usually do, because I don't have that plugin, is I'll just go here to Edison. I'm doing this the absolute bot way, and I'll just record it into Edison. I'll select this, export it, and I'll just go here and I'll mess with the pitch, and I'll just see what sounds the best on what pitch. Alright, so I like it right here. Up 300 cents. So now what I'll do once I find what I like the best is I'll take all of these by just holding shift and then dragging down and then clicking which ones I want. I'll go like this and transpose this up 3 semitones. And I'll also transpose this up 3 semitones as well. So now if we listen to our sample, it sounds like what we listened to, but just a cleaner version. I know that some people even like export all their samples and then like actually like pitch it up or down after they exported them, because it makes it sound a little bit more vintage or a little bit more like a sample. That's up to you if you want to try that, but that's pretty much the final and last step of what I do when it comes to making samples, and how you can make your own samples that get on Billboard charts, and just overall how to get more producers to actually use your samples and loops. So anyways, y'all, I really hope that this video helped you. If it did help you, then it'd mean a lot to me if you were to subscribe or like on this video, or even do both. You guys can go check me out on Instagram at @prodlucent, and also link in the description if you want to come join the Discord and connect with me on there, or if you want to go check out my website and my kits. I have a bunch of new kits that I dropped, as well as some free kits on there for you. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll catch you on the next video, but until then, I'm out.